Alright guys, Fall here. Let's get cracking with round 1 of Equinox 2011. It's my Empire against Thomas's Lizardman, and Thomas is a guy I've played a few times before, good friend, and it's the first round. So with this matchup, really, he's got one Stegodon. I should be able to take it down with the 3 cannons, the 2 cannons in the tank, that is. And with Law of Life, hopefully I'll be able to just tie it up in combat with Flesh to Stone on the Flagellants, for example. He's deployed his 2 units of Pterodons on either side of the table. Really, I'm going to get annoyed with those Pterodons as the game continues because they're going to take out all the war machines, but I think that if I manage to wipe out a Stegodon, deal with his Cold One Knights, I should be able to take this one. Go on to the next photo, and I am going to go through those photos fairly quickly. It just makes the video easier to upload if it's shorter, if you guys want to still get the good quality. Looking at the left-hand side flank, he's got these 2 Pterodons here ready to go for the red cannon. There's the mortar behind the hill as well, on the back of the hill behind the Flagellants, which they'll go for secondarily. But I've also got my Knights there, so if I am able to gun down the Stegodon straight away with the cannon, the Knights don't have to worry about being charged by the Stegodon. I can then actually move out and charge the Pterodons with the Knights, which would be really nice. So that's the plan there. His Slann has the Law of Light, which is actually quite a good law, as I said in the previous video. If you can get, say, Weapon School Initiative 10 on your Saurus, or Baroness Time Warp, or even both of them, it's quite good. And Net of Mintok is a good spell as well. Just generally, light, good spells. Next image, though, having a look at his army, he's got 2 Salamanders, which were deployed there to go for the building, which is something I didn't actually realise. By putting them in the building, he actually put them in a very, very good spot, so we'll come to that a bit later, but for now, this is where he's situated. He's got a Slann in the Saurus block, and he's got a Cold One character in the block next to it as well. So I think just the 2 characters plus the Skink Wizard somewhere else in total. Next image, he manages to get his Pterodons charging into my cannon. Initially in my first turn, I really didn't move my units at all. I just fired at a Stegodon, doing damage to the crew, but not killing it, which was really annoying. Managed to get a misfire here or there. I've got Unbreakable off the Knights, that's what that piece of card is doing behind them. But he's charged the Pterodons into the cannon, which again was annoying. Kills the cannon and overruns. And unluckily for me, fortunately for me, the Knights didn't have to take a panic chest because they were unbreakable, but otherwise that could have been a bit of a nervous roll. So losing 1 cannon already, having not killed the Stegodon, which is a pain in the ass. Next image, he's creeping forward here, he's keeping his Stegodon back, as you can see, and moving his Salamanders into the building, and they'll start sending big fireballs and flaming attacks over to my side of the board where my Pistoliers and Halberdiers are situated behind the hill. What's worrying there is that if he gets a lot of hits on the Halberdiers and forces a panic, that means my whole block and my character bunker is off the board, so hopefully it doesn't come down to that. Next image, the tank, setting up in front of the hill here. The idea is for the tank to actually be within range of the wizard so I can heal the wound back. It's already taken a wound from misfiring, unfortunately, but that will threaten the Cold One Knights. The Cold One Knights will not be able to move in range, otherwise they'll get charged by the cannon, and later on I'll be able to move the steam tank into the middle where it will assault the Saurus warriors, preventing them from moving to my side and just attacking my Halberdiers and my crossbowmen, which, they should be able to beat. But if I tie up 1 unit with the tank, then the Flagellants can deal with the other one pretty easily. Next image, I've got Unbreakable on the Halberdiers here, but he's moved his Skinks up onto the hill to actually start shooting at my Pistoliers, which could be annoying. He's also got his Pterodons threatening them nearby as well. Next image, here's the left-hand side of the field. The Stegodon on 1 wound. I can't believe it. I've fired it about 5 times now and still can't wound it. I managed to get a hit where I failed to wound it. I rolled a 1. In fact, that happened twice this game. And I get misfires here and there as well. The Knights can't advance because of that stupid Stegodon. Even though it's got 1 wound, I don't really want to get charged and have it do a ton of impact hits and damage to my Knights too badly. There's also the Skinks in front of the Flagellants, but I've got to hang tight here and not charge him, because if he charges me, he can get some buffs off in his magic phase, which will give the Flagellants some grief. The Pterodons here, having killed the cannon, are now going to go for the mortar and, of course, my other cannon. So a little bit of a bad placing for my war machines here, unfortunately, but I did really try and sort of back off and be careful about my deployment as much as I could, and it was hard to get everything right. Next image, my Pistoliers have been destroyed. He's actually got his pterodons in here as well as his skinks ready to start shooting at my halberdiers. And next to the building you can see two skinks running away. I actually pounded his cohort with his 20 or so. I think he had about 16 skinks plus one Croxagore. Landed a mortar right on the Croxagore, killing it with D3 wounds under the hull, and wiping out another 12 of them, or 14 of them. So that foiled that little plan he had there, and the tanks actually moved further infield. And he's got his unit of cold ones moving up as well now, possibly into range of my halberdiers, so we'll see possibly a charge coming up soon for that. Next image, we've got skinks charging the other cannon, pterodons into the mortar, and knights and flagellants still hanging back, still haven't killed the stegodons, so things just getting really annoying at this stage, but the tank's ready to go, that's for sure. Next image, halberdiers pull off a long-range charge. I think I needed an 8+ to pull this off, or a 9+, but I did manage it, and swinging halberdiers straight into the Cold War Knights. What I like about this move is that I'm still within range of the tank, so as you can see, the wounds have been healed back off it, and I can try and cast Flesh to Stone on the halberdiers. Unfortunately, what ended up happening is that I wasn't very lucky with my halberdier attacks in combat, and didn't manage to kill any Cold War Knights at all, and I've got myself stuck into combat. On the bright side, he can't attack my halberdiers with his salamander since I'm in combat at this stage. Going to the next photo, Thomas pulls out his move that he'd been planning all game, which was to charge the tank with the Slan, because he's got the highest state of consciousness, meaning that he's ethereal, and the tank can't hurt the Slan. However, the tank can still fire its gun while in combat, so in one of the last couple of turns of the game, I managed to shoot out of the combat and kill the Stegodon finally, but a little bit too late for the Knights to do anything. And unfortunately the wizard being shot at pretty badly by the skinks at the stage. Although he does have Earthblood there, so that helps him, and yeah, the wizard's still in range of the tank, but not within 12-inch range of the halberdier unit. Next image shows you his Slan. His Slan able to cast Law of Light spells over to the Cold One Knights in close combat. So that was one thing helping him out and actually preventing my guys from doing too much damage. For example, fast protection, -1 to hit. Next image, finally moving out with the flagellants. The crossbows have reformed, and with the help of the wizard there, they're keeping themselves alive with buffs. But I still can't kill those Cold War Knights, so the game is turning into a real grinding draw at this stage. And yeah, the only points that I've been able to net are the Stegodon. And going to the next photo finally shows you the Stegodon out of the picture. The crossbows have headed as far away from the pterodons as they can, with only 5 members. I'll be casting Regrowth. The Knights are swept around, but he's moving his Saurus Warriors away, and in the final turn I've charged the building with the Flagellants, wiping out the Salamanders. He's also got his lone Cold One hero into the flank of the halberdiers there as well, but unfortunately couldn't actually wipe out the Cold One Knights, couldn't kill any of his heroes. The only points that I've picked up are his Salamanders and his Stegodon, and I think 1 unit of Skinks. So with all of that anticlimactic action, Thomas managed to get a marginal win, 11 points to 9, from wiping out all of my war machines and killing my Pistoliers. So bit of a slow start to the tournament. At least I didn't get crushed. I don't think there's really any way that his army could have decisively beaten mine, and he was lucky really not to have lost his Stegodon early, because that would have allowed me to move around with both my Knights and my Flagellants and really pick up some points out of those Saurus Warriors. So that would have been cool, and unfortunately the tank misfiring earlier on the game limited its movement as well, but you can't really rely too much on luck, and in this particular game luck went sour a bit for me, so didn't pick up the solid win that I was hoping for, but I haven't really lost many battle points here either, so see you guys in the next game.